so plain and precious. Finally, the Book of Mormon is the keystone of testimony. Just as the arch crumbles if the keystone is removed, so does all the church stand or fall with the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon. The enemies of the church understand this clearly.
Travis Wingetzel. So, this morning, waiting for my computer to load up so I can use it. I knew I shouldn't have done it. I did it anyway, and was looking through women's fashion. This morning it was bridal fashion, and so now, several hours later, here I am to do a video for you. And apparently everybody's taking off for Christmas and they're staying away from their cell phones, because it's very strange. With the hundreds of new subscribers since conference, I'm less than normal in views lately. What is up with that? Are they ghost subscribers, YouTube? So, it is also very frustrating to see that other critics, as well as Mormons, are perpetuating the lies about Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon. And, you know, I look at my not signed in homepage and I see Orange Caramel, their song where they're dressed up as Little Red Riding Hoods, and I just want to go into their world and stay there. It's a good song. I like that one. It's part of K-pop. But then my channel is about science. It is about investigation. It is not about perpetuating one side or the other with my responses and feelings. And it's very disturbing that nobody else does this. But my channel is unique that way, that you're not going to hear anything about what anybody else talks about. Nobody else is covering what I'm covering, because nobody is using the learning of the Jews. So yes, it's very frustrating that I know the danger that is coming to you guys, and I can't reach you. You will not be reached. So here's the queer woman who did a video 22 hours ago and is at 428 views, which is more than what I'm getting. She knows nothing of the church. She was a typical casual Mormon and got married and then decided to be queer and abandon the family. And then later decided to abandon the church. And so she hears all these things by critics, and then she does videos on them, and she's clueless. And so she's now complaining about how big were the golden plates. Anybody see the problem with that? See what I mean? Dear God. Like, nobody even bothers to read, let alone study. Verse 34. Now, also remember, it's in the learning of the Jews, so this isn't real. So that's one of her issues that she does not seem to get. He said that the book deposited, written upon gold plates. Real simple, basic understanding. And I know all of you are educated in the public school system to memorize and regurgitate what you memorize. And so as Mormons, read, memorize, regurgitate, get a right feeling. And so critics get the wrong feeling. But it's still read, memorize, boom. Read, memorize, boom. And you still don't even get it. This is a casual Mormon who just went through the motions. And here she is. 428 other people are going, yeah, ooh, wow. Here's the title. Joseph Smith Sr. saw different plates. Senior? And so, yes, it is intriguing. Let's listen in. Oh my God. YouTube.
In 1828, Joseph Smith claimed to have a set of folded plates, and 11 witnesses were later allowed to view those plates. Generally, the witnesses agree on the size and weight of the plates, but one of them gives a very different description. Lucy Mack Smith, Joseph's mother, says that they were 6 inches by 8 inches, and Martin Harris gives a similar number of 7 inches by 8 inches. Martin Harris also says that they were 4 inches.
Yeah, because they had measuring tapes.
Joseph Smith himself says that the book was 6 inches thick, and that 2 of those inches contained the Book of Mormon and the rest were the sealed portion. David Whitmer, quoting his mother, said that they were bound by 3 D-shaped
beautiful woman,
rings.
just threw her life
Martin Harris
away.
described those rings as being silver. David Whitmer says that the pages were as thick as parchment, and Joseph said that they were thick as common tin. Joseph Smith and Martin Harris said that the plates weighed between 40 and 60 pounds. And William Smith, Joseph's brother, said that they weighed about 60 pounds. So this is generally what people think of when they think of what the plates look like. However, Joseph Smith Sr., Joseph's dad, gives a very different description. In the historical magazine, a man named Fayette Latham published an interview that he had with Joseph Smith Sr. 40 years earlier. And this is his description of the plates. They were about 6 inches wide and 9 or 10 inches long.
Ooh,
the entire book was half an inch thick, and the plates were held together by several gold rings. He said that he weighed the plates himself and that they weighed only 30 pounds. Joseph Sr. gives no description of the sealed portion. He goes on to say that under the first plate or lid, he found a pair of spectacles.
They must all be false
then. Were representations of all of Masonic implements, as used by the Masons at the present day. The remaining pages were closely written over in characters
Do you
of some
know
unknown
what
tongue.
Freemasonry
The
he was a
last
part
contains
of?
the alphabet of this unknown tongue. So, why is his description so different from the other witnesses? And why is he
Egyptian
picking out
has an
parts
alphabet.
and describing things that no one else describes? Also, this wouldn't be the first time Joseph Smith Sr. bragged about something being longer than it probably was.
Oh, she had to throw in a sexual innuendo. Dear God. So yeah, there were a lot of problems with that. I know it. Why don't you guys get it? Learning of the Jews. Nobody cares. See, I want to spend my time on this all day today. Women's diving. Okay, what else are you setting me up for? Oh, called to share. Witness for Christ. Seriously? No others? Always there's critics and Mormon stuff, and today there's nothing? Seriously? Who says Mary was a virgin? There you go. Real movies. Yeah, they're not doing any of this. There's Beverly Hills Cop 4 trailer. 6 days ago? Really? You are coming out with another one? Awesome. Finally. As an old man. reboot this, see if they'll give me something else. Nope. Come on. She's back again. What the hell? Just beautifully graceful. Woods Cross Sacrament meeting. Garbage. The world is not enough. Here I am wanting to look for something for this video, and they don't even provide it for me. Oh my hell. So, I don't know, what do we have? Mormon discussions. Okay, so they have Ruby Frank in their upper picture. So hopefully she'll be sentenced to the death penalty. But now do you see why I can't get married to other Mormon women anymore? The church turned her that way. This isn't an anomaly. Dear God. All right. So, their first one, Mormon preppers hoarding precious metals. Okay. So, yeah, that would be stupid. If Armageddon is coming, why are Mormons hoarding metal? Do you even have your year supply? It was supposed to be 10 years supply, now that we've found out. Mormon monopoly, investigating into the massive land holdings of the church. I've been doing that video for a long time. But I bet they don't know why. Well, so let's listen in on this one, see if he tells you the truth through investigation. Or if he's just going to say, yes, they have massive land holdings. YouTube.
Good evening. I'm Bill Reel.
Ooh,
Tonight we
must
bring
be
you
real.
a compelling report on the expansive land acquisitions made by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the LDS Church, sometimes known as the Mormon Church.
Yeah, but Jesus is angry now.
And globally.
He didn't even
In
acknowledge
recent
Jesus is
weeks,
angry.
News stories have broke showing the LDS Church buying up acre after acre after acre in Nebraska. But this isn't new. Over the past
China's
decade,
doing it too.
we have seen stories of the LDS Church buying up large portions of land and property in Nebraska, Florida, Hawaii, Washington, and essentially every other state.
And around the world.
Overseas, to the point where the Mormon Church
You're investigated,
owns
right?
the
Around
most
the world.
valuable property portfolio in America, with at least $15,700,000,000 in holdings. In Florida alone, the LDS Church is poised to become the largest private landowner, and to even create a city, raising questions about the church's intentions and its impact on local and national landscapes.
You're not investigating.
Even outpaced and outbid
It's for the millennium.
in this battle over land. But the inquiry
Even the whistleblower
doesn't
was
stop there,
telling us
as the
this.
purchasing continues, prompting questions over
But
the
he didn't
church's
understand it
overarching
either.
strategy. Tonight, we'll delve into the possible motives behind the LDS Church's extensive land portfolio.
Your video's about
Does it
done.
serve
How
a religious
are you going to
purpose?
do it tonight?
Or is there a larger agenda at play? And more importantly, what are the potential implications for the local communities in the nation at large? Our panel will discuss the ethics
Oh, a
of religious
panel discussion,
organizations
not an
such as the
investigation.
LDS Church, owning vast amounts of land.
Fraud alert. Fraud alert. Fraud alert. Dear God. That is not investigation. investigation requires how, who, what, where, when, why, and to what extent. Reporters are supposed to do that. And apparently they don't want to do that anymore. And so, yeah, I have no respect for Mormon discussions. Let's go to Lex. See what she's up to. Constructive or destructive? That's a psychological manipulation, Exmo. Mormonism's influence, healthy or unhealthy? It's unhealthy, obviously, but it's not a false dichotomy issue. It's not one way or the other. Mormon belief in an immortal Cain, aka Bigfoot. Yeah, that was you got to be careful because it's other people saying that Joseph Smith said, but too many people believe that person who said it. Oh, Joseph Smith said that? For like the altar at Adam-on-Diamond. Yeah, all of that is made up. The Danites made it all up. Joseph Smith wasn't there. He didn't do a tour. He didn't say this is where Adam had built an altar and offered sacrifice on which he said Paleel. No, Danites. They made it up. That was their secret headquarters. Noel K. Whitley's home. The first ex-Mormons who helped me. Oh, community. Why I don't trust the official church website. Because they lie. If they're lying to you, you can't trust them. Come on, X, you know. Mormons don't like outside sources. Yeah. I'm an outside source. And they don't understand. So, yeah, she's going to actually go to hell. I hope she knows that it's the spirit world and not final judgment, dear. All right, who else is there? I really don't want to go to him. He's a psychologist. I've warned you about him. Psychologists are also evil. They also lie. Mormon Church bought my silence. Yeah, $300,000. I did the video. And he hasn't even done the video yet. It's today at noon. Dear God. A little late on that one, aren't you? Escaping Mormon incest polygamy. Are you sure it's Mormon incest polygamy? Escaping the Kingston polygamy. Nope, wrong polygamy. Way to go, John. You should have known that. And you didn't. If Joseph got it right, who got it wrong? Huh? What? I don't know if I want to do this. This is what the video is. We got to listen to him. So for those of you who are weak-minded and are easily brainwashed, please turn down the volume until this is over with.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Mormon Stories Podcast, LDS Discussions Edition.
You guys do know about our story, right?
It is May 25th, 2023, and today we are going to be answering the question, if Joseph Smith got it wrong, if Joseph Smith
you got the same picture that I got on the internet.
Who got it wrong? Basically, we are something like 46 or 47 episodes into this LDS discussion
series.
It's
48.
Where, with my friend Mike and with Nemo and some other special guests.
Oh, he lured in Nemo, hook, line, and sinker.
Claims as objectively and as neutrally and as evidence-based as we possibly could. We're near
He's a psychologist.
of kind of the series as Mike envisioned it.
Oh my God.
We'll be taking a break for this summer, and then we may have
they're taking a break.
few episodes to
You have
kind
to
of,
pay him.
close things out in the fall. But for those of you who want to check out this series, we really recommend you start
Get to the
from
point.
episode
My
one.
hell.
It goes sequentially.
No wonder it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. You're rambling on for 2 hours and 35 minutes.
Podcast feed either on Spotify and audio.
Not even
or
I do
on the
that.
digital Podcast. You can go to Apple Podcast as well.
Now he's advertising.
It's integrated into the
My hell.
podcast feed.
Smith's translations as a whole. We've had episodes about where Joseph Smith might have gotten
Seriously?
unique Mormon doctrine, where those ideas
Did I
might
get
come
this
from.
title wrong?
And this episode is one, as I was doing the overview project, I was kind of adding on topics. Like I think I had said originally, I think I was thinking like 8 topics. It ended up, I think, at 39.
Egyptology would be linguistics, etc.
Yeah. Okay.
Let
All right,
me know.
Mike. Should we dive in?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Here's slide 1.
Yeah, and so just,
6 minutes and 30 seconds in.
Following along on this kind of series, we've now watched
Truth
12 or 40
claims.
episodes covering a very wide range of topics, whether it's Joseph Smith's time
Oh
as a
my
treasure
God.
digger, all the way up to
Psychologist.
revelations in the church today in modern times. And so it's kind of hard for us to try to kind of wrap this up and kind of find ways to make these kind of recaps a little more relevant.
God.
And so what I'm hoping is that we did a good enough job outlining why we believe without any reasonable doubt that the truth claims of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints can be proven to be false with real tangible evidence. We've shown that in every episode. So it's all through church sources and documents.
I'm melting. It's driving me crazy. They not bother to look up fallacies in Wikipedia. It has to do with debate, and they don't even know that. Dear God. Church makes a claim. Book of Mormon. Spencer W. Kimball added to the title, Another Testament of Jesus Christ. And so that is a claim that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is making. Not Joseph Smith, not Brigham Young, Spencer W. Kimball. He was the one who added it. And so, as Mormons, we're supposed to go, is the Book of Mormon another testament of Jesus Christ? Let me study the Book of Mormon and find out. 1 Nephi chapter 1 verse 2. The learning of the Jews. Nope. That addition to the Book of Mormon title is wrong. Spencer W. Kimball, prophet for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, lied. Real simple. It doesn't prove that Joseph Smith is fraud, that the Book of Mormon is false. It just shows that Spencer W. Kimball, by adding that title, is wrong. That's it. That's as far as you can go. Calgon, take me away. See, when psychologists, stay away from them. So here's God Loves Mormons. The gold plates. There you go. 200 pounds. Is Joseph's story even possible? Are you using the learning of the Jews? Let's find out. Bill McKeever of Mormonism Research.
Make the holidays sweeter. Russell Stover chocolates.
Research Ministry. Really? Your church is Mormonism Research Ministry.
The journey to becoming a University of Phoenix student is easy.
Oh my God. Oh, University of Phoenix. Didn't SNL have a thing on that? Either the Book of Mormon is what Joseph Smith said it is, or the church and its founder are false and fraudulent, a deception from the very first instance onward. So what did Joseph Smith say it is? I just did the video yesterday. Anybody remember? You memorize, don't you? So that you can regurgitate it? Joseph Smith said, "The Book of Mormon is written by way of commandment and also by the spirit of prophecy and of revelation in the learning of the Jews." So, is it? Yes, yes it is. But Jeffrey R. Holland does not mean that. Jeffrey R. Holland changed the meaning and interpretation of Joseph Smith, just as Benson in his Keystone talk about the Book of Mormon. See? It requires somebody with intelligence to do a video on a certain subject matter. Nobody has the knowledge of the church to talk about the church. Only Exmo Lex is the only one entertaining. But when she does videos on church history, no, she too. So very frustrating. And so all of this with the Book of Mormon, with polygamy, with what else is there? Let's do the CES letter. Are you going to let me see it, or do I have to download it again and bring it up on a PDF? Debunkings. Okay, let's see what he got in here. The changing LDS narrative. Okay, so Jeremy, do you discuss the truth crisis? Dear God. They lie. Just say they lie. Don't get creative with your wording after having been interviewed by John Dehlin. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Common attacks and lies about Jeremy Reynolds in the CES letter. Debunking? Oh God, this was not the right link. Go back to home. He's not going to give it to me. Reviews. And so yeah, we're going to have to download it. I already have it probably a couple of times, but it would be more work. I want something quicker. Actually, I can read it off of the screen here now. Once it loads. All right, J. Reuben Clark, his infamous quote, "If we have the truth, it cannot be harmed by investigation." Yeah. This is a very good quote of his. He doesn't give the reference, but if we have not the truth, it ought to be harmed. That's what I do. The church does not have the truth, and so it needs to be harmed. Just following the prophet of the Lord, Jesus. Jesus. All right. Book of Mormon is the keystone, quoting from Benson. Now. Okay, so let's get into what are 1769 King James Version edition errors doing in the Book of Mormon. Have you ever bothered to ask me, Jeremy? because your CES instructor has no clue on the scriptures. He's just a management guy. Authority in the church has nothing to do with knowledge of the church. You should have known that with your corporation. They'll put managers in position because they know how to manage. They have no clue how to run the business. So that's what a CES director is. He's just somebody who knows how to direct. He has no clue about any of the scriptures. And so, yes, the Book of Mormon was in the learning of the Jews, which means that there were contemporary persons who wrote the Book of Mormon. And this may come as a shock to both sides. What? But, so it's a fraud? Oh my God! And so yes, they used the 1769 King James Version with the errors in English translation. That's why. You're not supposed to focus on the errors by learning Hebrew and exposing that it's not an ancient document. You were already told it's not. God. A purported ancient text. Oh, Jeremy, you should have talked to me first. Alright, let's get to another one here. When King James translator... Oh, you're still stuck on this? Get over it, Jeremy. It's a wrong argument to make. Your CES director has no clue. DNA analysis. Again, not a literal history of the ancient American Indians. Why are you doing DNA testing of them anyway, even though they do come from Egypt? What? They're supposed to be Orthodox Jews from Babylon. No. Who told you that? Native American Indians, China, Egypt. But the Book of Mormon is not literal history. But they did get it right. If it were to be literal history. Anachronisms. Yes, I've added some. Did you know that, Jeremy? Abinadi, for example, uses the Sabbath day. They came from Jerusalem before the Babylonian captivity. And even those, the Mulekites, they too came, they were able to escape the Babylonian attack and destruction. And so they did not practice the Sabbath on Saturday. What's it doing in the Americas? Anachronism, having to do with using the Bible during the Roman period time, using the Babylonian Sabbath day. And that's just one of them. And so, yes, I mean, you're not, so frustrating. So, want to write a Book of Mormon. See if we can find that. Could you write a Book of Mormon? A 30-point proof that the Book of Mormon is true. My Life by Go-Go Goff. 30-point challenge to skeptics. Could you write the Book of Mormon? Yeah. Yes, I could. 30-point. No, you will not spy on me. I was going through my notes. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the challenge. The Tide Pod Challenge. Can you accept it? Write a history of ancient Tibet. Why does it have to be Tibet? Was the Book of Mormon people from Tibet? Covering a period from 600 BCE? Really? Why ancient Tibet? Because you know more about Tibet than Joseph Smith or anyone else knew about ancient America. Well, stick to ancient America, dumbass. You are 23 years of age. You have had no more than 3 years of formal. No, you can't. The public school system was completely different back then as it is today. And by the way, one of their textbooks for their public school system was the Late War, which is in the Book of Mormon. But does that mean Joseph Smith wrote it? Nope. And spend your life in backwoods farming communities. Oh, dear God. Palmyra was not a backwoods farming community. Kind of need to know your history first before you go and make something up to prove the Book of Mormon is true. Your history must be written on the basis of what you now know. Really? So put in anachronisms and it's okay, huh? There was no library. Yeah, there was. There were print presses. You buy books. Sidney Rigdon had a library. He used that library to make the Book of Mormon. No research? Oh, dear God, you are just making things up, aren't you? Your history must be 531 pages. It's not stupid. Any book length is fine. You're not getting to the actual point of the construction of the book. Other than a few grammatical corrections, try every single page. This record is to contain... You got this subscription hovering here. Get out of my way. This record is to contain the history of 2 distinct and separate nations, along with histories of different contemporary nations or groups of people. He's assuming that the Book of Mormon is literal history. Oops, he's illiterate. You must describe their religious, economic, political, and social cultures and institutions. Yeah, I could do this. I did this back in 7th grade, social studies. The class was chasing out teacher after teacher after teacher after teacher. And so we had a Nazi come in to run the class with an iron fist. And he scrapped the textbook for the class and had us all design our own civilization. Well, if you know how to run the world, you do it. And I did it. It was awesome. Best education ever. We should chase out more of our teachers. Change your style of writing many times. This is something that authors need to learn in order to write fiction. You need to know the subject matter that you're talking about. You need to know what was in that time period and what wasn't in that time period. Because if you make a boo-boo, like an anachronism, people are going to see it and they're going to laugh at you and make you cry, and you'll be humiliated when it goes on to the movies. And so, yeah, it's... What was the movie? Was it a Lord of the Rings one? Where there was a vehicle in the background? Or a movie where somebody was wearing their watch or something like that? There's a bunch of stuff that does this. Change your style of writing many times. Many ancient authors contributed to the Book of Mormon, each with his own style. No, he didn't. Dear God, did you not read your Book of Mormon? The small plates had multiple authors, not the Book of Mormon. That was Sidney Rigdon. It was Mormon. He was abridging the large plates of Nephi. And then Moroni took over at the end. And so Mormon needs to have a consistent manner of linguistics in the text. Then Moroni have a different but consistent for his part. This is where you become an excellent author, if you can pull this off. Weave into your history the religion of Jesus Christ. Oops! Yeah, the Jewish Jesus Christ. And the pattern of Christian living. He had just destroyed your whole thing. You must claim that your smooth narrative is not fiction with moral value. It has no moral value, but true and sacred history. You must include in your book 54 chapters dealing with wars, 21 historical chapters, 55 chapters on visions and prophecies. You mean Isaiah? From 1769. Remember, when you begin to write visions and prophecies, you must have your record agree meticulously with the Bible. Really? Even the errors in the Bible? Plagiarism is proof of its truth. Dear God, did you not even think when you wrote this? You must write 71 chapters on doctrine and exhortation, and you must check every statement with the scriptures, or you will be proven a fraud. People choose whatever they want to believe. I don't care to know the truth. You must write 21 chapters on the ministry of Jesus. And everything you claim he said and every testimony you write in a book about him must agree with the New Testament. That's easy to do because it was plagiarized from the New Testament. See what the church has done to Mormons? It's made them stupid. And then you leave the church because you're offended for some lie that you were told about the church and Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon. And then you go on and you do stupid things too. And nobody listens to me. Dear God, we're only at 13. I'm not going to go through the rest of that. And yes, I do have that somewhere in my document file. It's just so absurd. And so, let me demonstrate to you how to write scripture. In the learning of the Jews, I'll just read it to you. It's an awesome story. Rock lobster. Home private Idaho. Got the B-52s on the brain. Rock. Wait. So yeah, it's by a Jewish Kabbalist from the Middle Ages. It's the story of Adam and Lilith. Jewish Women's Archive. Aish has it. Should be wife in Hebrew. Why it's a mistake to make Lilith an icon of Jewish feminism. Be pretty funny. Just give me the text. Dubious source. Come on, just because you don't know it. It's not an authorized source according to Orthodox Jews. You're not going to give us the text, are you? You're not. Eternal buffering. Jewish Women's Archive. I probably want to go to the other one. Nope. Legend of Lilith. Learn religions. Is this going to do it? Oh, there's porn. Oh no. Stay away. Don't learn religion. It's porn. All religion is porn. You're not doing it either. Oh my God. You're supposed to give me the text. Got too many people doing commentaries. Gnostic Archive. Don't want excerpts. Don't want no. Forgotten Books, The Soul of Lilith. Let's see if that will do it. You're doing a download? Oh my God. There's WordPress. Academia, Project Gutenberg, First Book of Adam and Eve, got that. Case for Lilith. Interactive, the Book of Adam and Eve, also called the Conflict of. Nope. There's the porn picture of Lilith. And then Witch Lilith, that's a good book. Lilith, a Romance. Library of Congress. Are they going to let us down? The Gospel according to Lilith. Images. I want PDF. I don't want audio. No. Gospel according to Ned Flanders. Oh my hell. Forgotten Books of Eden. I didn't really want this to be this complicated. It's all forcing me to find the download. Let's see if that has it. Nope, this is not it. It's a porno, though. Sarah. Text. We'll try you again, ladies. There we are, finally. Ooh, you have the Hebrew. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Maybe. Is this even the... Yeah, okay, this is it. It's chapter 78. Alphabet Ben Sira, 78, Lilith. When God created the first man, Adam, alone, God said, "It is not good for man to be alone." So God created a woman for him, from the earth like him, and called her Lilith. They, Adam and Lilith, promptly began to argue with each other. Thus gave birth to couples, married couples. It's all fun and games in the wedding dress, but after the wedding... See how I tied this all together? That was awesome of me. She said, "I will not lie below." And he said, "I will not lie below, but above. Since you are fit for being below, and I for being above." She said to him, "The two of us are equal, since we are both from the earth." And they would not listen to each other, and he was in the doghouse. Since Lilith saw how it was, she uttered God's ineffable name and flew away into the air. Adam stood in prayer before his Maker and said, "Master of the universe, Amen. The woman you gave me fled from me." The Holy Blessed One immediately dispatched the three angels, Senoi, Sensenoi, and Samangelof, after her to bring her back. God said, "If she wants to return, well and good, and if not, she must accept that 100 of her children will die every day." She has that many babies a day? Who's she having sex with? Adam wasn't doing it. The angels pursued her and overtook her in the sea, in raging waters. That's why missionaries are not allowed in the waters. The same waters in which the Egyptians would one day drown. And told her God's orders. And yet she did not want to return. They told her they would drown her in the sea, and she replied, "Leave me alone. I was only created in order to sicken babies. If they are boys, from birth to day 8, I will have power over them. If they are girls, from birth to day 20. When they heard her reply, they pleaded with her to come back. Come back to church. Just pay as much tithing as you want now. You can be a participant still. She swore to them in the name of the living God that whenever she would see them or their names or their images on an amulet, well, you're throwing in Elijah, she would not overpower that baby, and she accepted that 100 of her children would die every day. Therefore, 100 of the demons die every day, and therefore we write the names of the 3 angels on amulets of young children. When Lilith sees them, she remembers her oath, and the child is protected and healed. So this, you may think, is a ridiculous thing, that it has no credibility whatsoever in it. No. As much fun as I had mocking it, no. This needs to be included in our scriptures, because it is using the learning of the Jews' manner of prophesying. This is taken from the Heliopolis Egyptian creation glyph. The woman on top, the man underneath. And she doesn't get to have the babies because her father separated them. And so he's writing this in the medieval times, Middle Ages, and had been separated from this knowledge of the original Bible authors to take from the Egyptian documents and compose a narrative based on the various Egyptian picture glyphs. And so Joseph Smith knew how to translate this way, and likewise did it with the facsimiles of the Book of Abraham, to have chapters 1 through whatever, but didn't get to the 3rd facsimile. But he made sure to have the 3rd facsimile put in there for us in our day, because that's the dates for the latter days. The 3 solar eclipses over America. And so, yeah, he obviously is referring to the Bible, same waters in which the Egyptians would one day drown. And that tells you that this is a man like Moses. And the child, the male child, is the man like Moses for the latter days that he is talking about, whether he knows it or not. But there you go. And so, yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Ugh.